Warm good evening. Welcome to Thursday Night Rugby League on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. I think this is week 4. We're getting through the games now, and another one to start your weekend from the Sydney Football Stadium in front of what will be a sold-out crowd. It's the 92-94 New South Wales Blues, what many argue is the greatest team to ever play State of Origin this side of the border. And they go up against the 98 Brisbane Broncos, who themselves are chock full of State of Origin legends. Let's go through the teams here tonight for the Blues. Tim Brash is the fullback. Andrew Eddinghausen and Rod Wishart are on the wings. Brad Fittler and McGregor are the centres. Some talk on social media that Mullins would start on the wing and push Eddinghausen into the centres, but the Blues are 1-17. Daly and Stewart, they're the halves. Lazarus, Elias and Harrigan is the front row. Sirinen, Roberts and Clyde is the 11, 12 and 13. And what a four-pack that is. One of the greatest four-packs you will ever see on a rugby league field. And the Broncos four-pack, well, you can argue the same. We'll get to them in a second. For the Blues, their bench, Brad Mackay, Greg Florimo, David Fairley and Brett Mullins. And for the Broncos, the visitors, the fullback is Darren Lockyer, the wingers DeVere and Saylor, the centres Renouf and Smith, Walters and Langers the halves, Webke, Lee and Andrew G's the front row, and the back row for the Broncos, Tallis, Thorne and Carroll, not bad, yourselves Brisbane, and the bench, Plath, Campion, Sivanasiva and Hancock. We're ready to go, Thursday Night Rugby League on the 81st Minute YouTube channel with Curtis Woodward. And before we get to kick off, don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at the 81st Minute, through our Facebook page, the 81st Minute Rugby League, the website, the81stminute.com, and the Top of the Props podcast, now available through iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean. Have a look there, Top of the Props. But we're ready to go. Thursday night footy. It's the 92-94 Blues up against the champion side of 1998, the Brisbane Broncos. What a team they were. And this is going to be a cracking game of rugby league. And if it's anywhere as near as good as last Sunday afternoon's game at Wollongong, the 81 Jets up against the 92 Steelers, we'll have another classic. And speaking of, you can check back on those games on our YouTube channel. Plenty of footy there. And we are ready to go at the Sydney Football Stadium. Thursday night footy through the 81st Minute YouTube channel. It is the 92-94 Blues up against the 98 Broncos. And we are ready to go. And the Blues will have first chance. Lazarus against his old club. A team built on his shoulders, really. And funnily enough, he was playing for the Broncos in this era, representing the Blues. So, Lazarus against his team. Away to the left it goes. Away to Eddinghausen down the left-hand side. Straight around Saylor. He beat Lockyer as well, but Brad Thorne comes to make the tackle. Last play for the Blues now. It's a high kick last tackle. First chance of the game. They go up. It's taken by Brad Clyde. They've scored off their first set of 6. Well, you don't see that too often. And a beautiful pinpoint kick from Ricky Stewart. Last play of the first set of 6. And Brad Clyde, like the great lock he was, like he is, gets through. And the very first set of 6, Brad Clyde with the try. Huge start. It'll be the wish to try to convert from in front. And that's a goal. So a big start for the Blues. 6-0. And if you are watching, the great man, a very, very good friend of the 81st Minute, Matty French. It was his idea to get this team on. He loves this team. And here they are, doing you proud early here. 6-0 as Elias goes out of dummy half. Comes to the left-hand side, away to Sirinen. Good defence this time from Saylor. Goes behind one. Daly gets the pass away to Fittler. He's brought down just on halfway. Away to Sirinen. Have a look at this. Lockyer looks up and he's got poor Sirinen running at him. And a penalty on the last tackle. Well, this is a horrible start for the Broncos. And the Blues crowd here at the Sydney Football Stadium are going mad. A chance to go back-to-back without the Broncos touching the ball. Fittler. Sirinen. Gets up now, 10 metres away from the try line. Away to Lazarus. Gets away from one, but the Broncos coming in to make the tackle. 5 metres away from the try line at the northern end of the SFS. Goes away to Fittler. Short ball from Elias. Bouncing, Benny looks up. He goes back to the left-hand side. Good ball away from Sirinen. Gets it away to Eddinghausen. And he scores untouched. Well, it's an avalanche of points from the Blues. And the 98 Broncos don't know what's hit him. Eddinghausen, Sailor. He came up to make the tackle. Missed him all ends up. And what a start from the 92-94 Blues. The Broncos haven't touched the footy yet. Wishart strikes it and keeps it inside the left-hand upright. And just like that, the Broncos yet they haven't touched the footy. And they're down 12-0. Incredible start to this game. But as we've seen through the weeks doing these games, just because you get off to a big start doesn't mean you win the game. Particularly when you've got two very, very good teams playing. So the Broncos just want some footy here and have to come up with a big defensive set.
Get off him. 2 on the keep going. Well, off him now. 3 hands off. Held there.
Isaiah. Brought down inside his own 30. Elias back to the left hand side. Thought that was forward. Fittler goes for the 40-20. It's over Lockyer's head. He can't stop. It's into touch. Well, I thought there was a forward pass to Fittler, but he's looked up and he's gone, I'm going to go for the 40-20. And Freddie Fittler's gone bang. Another chance for the Blues. Away to Stewart. Gets away from one. Away from a second. We're only 2 metres from the try line here. Gets the pass away. It's knocked down. Taken by Andrew G. And there was an offload there from one of the Blues that went into the shoulder of a Bronco. And now Kevin Walters is downfield. Can they catch him? Paul McGregor's coming from behind. I think little Kevin Walters will get there. He does. Well, the Broncos have had 2 touches of the ball. And they've dead set run 80 metres to score. 12 forward, just like that. Paul McGregor, he tried in vain. Walters had run off with him. And Mick DeVere has a chance to make it 12-6. It is. Early going here at the SFS. And if you're just joining us through the live stream on YouTube, the Blues went up 12-0 without the Broncos touching the footy. And the Broncos, they've had literally 2 rucks of the ball, 2 plays. And they've run 80 metres to score a try. So it kind of nullifies what the Blues have done. And we're almost back to square one, but the Blues have a 6-point lead. Langer down the middle of the field. Thanks for watching. If you are watching through the live stream, you can watch it back later at your own convenience as well. Thursday night footy on the 81st minute YouTube channel. Carroll gets the pass away. Andrew G. He's found more spacing behind the ruck. He'll play the ball now. Last tackle. They're only 19 metres away. Back to Kevin Walters. He kicks back to the right-hand side of the field. Sailor's there. Knocks it back, but it's taken by Laurie Daly. And I thought he was going to be dragged back in goal. The Broncos have the ball. Well, I think we might have a little defect here. No try. Well, I wonder why. So maybe the ref was just checking to see what happened there. Thank God he didn't come up try. Good luck trying to explain that one. Here come the Broncos. Inside 10 minutes. They're down by 6 points. Long ball away to Kevin Walters. Wants it in the tackle. He's 8 metres away. The southern end of the Sydney Football Stadium. Short ball back inside, just like that. And we've got another video referee. It's Tony Carroll this time from an inside pass. And that's a try. That is a try. Dead set. The 13 scored. And the Blues have just gone to sleep the last couple of minutes. It feels like we've been playing for 80 minutes. We played for 10. Another try. This time it's Tony Carroll. So inside 10 minutes we're going to have a 12-all scoreline. Because Mick DeVere doesn't miss these. And if you look back so far on what we've seen in the opening 10 minutes, you'd have to say that the Broncos with no ball and the Blues' little field position's been the worst thing for the Sky Blues. They've forgotten how to tackle. 12-all, 10 minutes played. Thursday night footy on the 81st minute YouTube channel. Webke's going to bring it back. Down by Elias. Space now for Brad Thorne. Fittler comes from behind, makes the tackle. Inside the 40, but this game's swinging so quickly. Darren Smith's lost the ball. Away to Laurie Daly, and Laurie Daly scores. Well, we're going to have to see a replay of that. We've got another try. Darren Smith went up. He's lost the ball. Gave it straight to Laurie Daly. Daly got around Lockyer. And he's looked up. He couldn't believe his luck. The 6 goes in for the try. Another one. Well, if you watch the West Magpies 96 versus Hunter Mariners game the other night, we were given that one an awful gobful, an absolute shitfest of a game, because there ended up being almost 100 points in the game. Well, these two teams are just a little tick above those two, and we are on par for that, if not more, at the moment. 18-12, 11 minutes gone. The 92-94 Blues lead the 98 Broncos. Lazarus. Daly. Eddinghausen, he's lost the ball one-on-one. So the Broncos come back with it now. Lee, Langer, G. Another good run from the nuggety front rower. And it's hard to call Andrew G underrated, but what a career he had. Away to Brad Thorne, down the right-hand side, comes the Brasher. And he's brought down now half a metre away from the try line. Lee, back to Lockyer, Langer. Can he be held up? I think he will. In the field of play. Brought down now. The Broncos, long ball across the line away to Kevin Walters. And guess what? He scored. Another try here. It's Kevin Walters. There may have been an intercept on the cards there. The ball was that long across the line. Ricky Stewart was there. I think the Chief Harrigan was there. It doesn't matter. This is just a bombardment of tries from both teams. Walters with the try. DeVere will convert. And we've had 36 points in 15 minutes. 14 minutes. So I dare say the first team that can start to defend a little bit might go a fair way to winning this game. You're watching Thursday Night Footy on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. You can follow us on Twitter at the 81st Minute, through our Facebook page, the 81st Minute Rugby League, the81stminute.com, and check out our new podcast, which is also now available through iHeartRadio. It's also available on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. Top of the props. Here comes Brad Thorne. Speaking of top of the props, Shane Webke, who's one of our guests, we asked him who the best team he ever played in, and he said the 98 Broncos. So if any team's going to beat the 92 to 94 Blues, why not this Broncos team? We've already featured a couple of times in our fantasy PS4 grudge matches. We've seen the 2000 Broncos and the 93 Broncos. One team got up, the other one didn't. We'll leave it at that if you haven't seen the games. 4 tackles played. Brad Clydall played inside his own 40. We go to the left-hand side, and Eddinghausen now. Hammered by Sailor. And they play it down the last. Needs a good kick. Away to Fittler. Guess that's an advantage for the Blues. They've got an extra kicking option on that left-hand side. Lockyer is away. He was almost away for the prize then. And Brush had to come up to make the tackle. This is going to be 100 all. This is a crazy game. Away to Sailor. Brought down now by Eddinghausen. 20 metres away from the try line. Darren Smith, short ball across the Langer. And Siren comes across to clean him up. 4 tackles played. Still time here for the Bronx. Away to Andrew G. Settling plays centre field. They're only 12 metres away. Right in front of the goalpost. Back to Langer. Puts it high in the air. They're coming through. Knocked back by the Broncos, but it's taken by Lazarus. And the brick with eyes will play it. Elias. Sirinen. Well, Darren Smith is having nightmares defensively at the moment with Big Ciro. Elias had a dummy half. Smith does well, very well that time. Lazarus again. Last play, just over halfway. Daly now. Kicks for Terra Firma. Lockie's going to come across to pick it up now. That's a penalty. Well, I didn't think that was too slow a play the ball. And a very interesting change from the Blues. Their first of the night. Tim Brasher off, Brett Mullins on. So it's a straight change. So no reshuffle. Just be Brett Mullins at fullback. It'll be interesting to see as Petro Sivnasiva goes for a run how much time Mullins gets. They might just swap all night, but you'd think you keep them both on the field, surely. Philip Lee had a dummy half. The defence from the Blues. Full tackle's gone. Sivnasiva, Langer, Walters. Good defence again from the home team. 43 away from the try line. Langer's the dummy half. They kick downfield, but Mullins is very deep. He's got a chance to run onto the ball. He'll play it now just inside his own 40. And I don't want to say too much because we might see another try as soon as I say it, but this game has settled down a little bit, hasn't it? Harrigan. That's a penalty. Well, that's fair enough. If the last one was a penalty, that one is too. Now the Blues have a chance going deep on the attack again. Here at the Sydney Football Stadium, Stewart taps. Way to Mullins. Elias is the dummy half. 9 metres away. Clyde. Good defence from Sivnasiva. Elias again. Sirinen, Daly, inside ball to Lazarus. Good away from one. The Broncos come again to make the tackle. Another inside ball. Sirinen. Elias looks up. Which way does he go? He goes back to the left. Daly. Long ball across the line. Another try coming, and it's Brad Fittler. Well, the Blues sucked them in. There were 2 inside balls in a row. And it sucked the Broncos back to the middle of the field. And it was too easy for Fittler standing out in the wing. Sailor ran past his assignment again. And another try, but that was great work from the Blues. And you don't see that too often in these PS4 AOA games. 2 inside balls through the middle of the ruck in a row. And then to shift it that quickly to the outside, Wishart misses to his left. No goal. (22-18). Thursday night footy through the 81st minute YouTube channel. So, the Blues doing it nicely here at the moment. I know they only lead by 4, but it's been a crazy game of football here on Thursday night footy. Daly kicks for the centre of the field. Taken now by Lockyer. He's brought down just outside his own 10. Webke. Through 1. Tomorrow night we're in Townsville. The 2015 Cowboys. As Darren Smith gets away from one, he's down the sideline, brought down. The 2015 Cowboys up against the 1996 Manly Seagulls. That's Friday night footy on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. That's at 8 p.m. as well. And that's from the old Townsville Stadium. Saturday night, another Queensland cracker. The Gold Coast Seagulls up against the South Queensland Crushers. That's Saturday night footy, 8 p.m. And then Sunday we're at the SCG. The 1975 Eastern Suburbs Roosters up against the 1990 Raiders. It's at the SCG, Sunday over at 3 p.m. And that's all available through the 81st Minute YouTube channel. Fittler kicks back down the centre of the field. Lockyer. They've made him work really hard tonight, the Blues kickers. And there are a few of them. Stewart, Daly, Fittler, Elias if he has to. Laying it downfield now. Brought down. Getting towards the 30-minute mark. 22-18 the score. The 92-94 Blues lead the 98 Broncos. The ball movement in the Bronx. Kick downfield, but that's a good defensive set from the Blues. And look where Mullins brings it back to. He's back to halfway. And over it now. So I mentioned before, they might swap Mullins and Brasher around a little bit, but we haven't seen Brasher back on the field, and we haven't seen a reshuffle yet. Daly with the ball across the Sirenin. Good defence this time from Darren Smith. All over the big second rower. They go back to the left-hand side again, and again, Saylor makes the tackle on ET. Last play now, 44-metre gain. Bit of game of chess happening now. After the ridiculous start we had. We had 4 tries inside 10 minutes. We had 6 tries inside 14 minutes. And 7 tries inside 23. And since then, thank God, we've had 6 minutes of nothing. Sim receiver. Phillip Lee. Thorne. They've got John Plath on the bench as well, the Broncos. Yet to be seen. League's played the first 30 minutes. And away it goes to Brett Mullins. There might be no one in front of him. Wendell Saylor's chasing. He's down to the 10, and just like that, Brett Mullins opens the Broncos right up. And that's why he's on the field and Tim Brasher isn't. Have a look at this. The kick from Langer. It's a nothing kick, really. And again, Mullins in perfect position. Back to the 30. Back to the 40. He beats Langer. He beats Lockyer. Darren Smith. He should have done better, and Saylor can't get there. And Brett Mullins started off the bench, replaced Brasher, and he gets the try for the Blues. Rod Wishart, Steelers legend, kicks this one. He missed his last. It is now 28-18. And there's still plenty of time in the first half. We just called it a chess game for the last short period of time, but the floodgates have reopened again. Lazarus will play it. Sirenin. Down by Brad Thorne. Inside his own 40, Elias. They go to the blind side again, and Saylor's done very good. He missed his first tackle of the night on Eddinghausen. And since then, the big Dell has been fantastic. Elias, they're just on a roll here, the Blues. 30 metres away, last tackle. important kick this one. Daly, he's going to kick low. Shoots for the in goal. It might go dead. This one does. It trickles over the dead ball line. But they've been perfect tonight, the Blues, particularly with their kicking game until this point. Carroll, Hamid. So Plass on now. Way to Webke. Mullins hesitant to come up. Why wouldn't you be? Langer at first receiver. Looking for gaps in behind the markers. They weren't there. Plath tries the same and he does a bit better. Right around Brett Mullins and Johnny Plath scores. Well, if Alan Langer couldn't do it, how could John Plath? But the superstar for the Broncos, straight through the Blues, and he wrong foots Mullins. Mullins didn't have a chance. And Plath with the momentum, streaks away. Ridiculous game of footy, but how good is it? PS4 Rugby League, AI versus AI, Thursday night footy on the 81st minute YouTube channel. And it is now 28-24. It's a big scoreline. And we mentioned earlier the high scoring in last week's Saturday night game between the 96 Magpies and the Hunter Mariners. Well, it's nowhere near this because, well, at the moment anyway, the Mariners put on 42 in the first half to the Magpies 24. But there's still time. Lockyer. That's away from 2. Mullins makes the tackle. The blind side. Sailor down his wing now. And there just could be points anywhere on the field at any time. Langer. Hammered this time. Last tackle. 40 metres away from the line. And the kick goes down again. It's a terrible kick. Sailor comes up, puts a big shot on Mullins. The Blues have played almost exclusively down their left. While the Broncos, they've mixed it up a little bit more through the middle. Some shift plays, but most definitely they've played to this side as well on your screen. Fittler, last play. Time running out first half. The Blues are up by 4. Daly kicks. Lockyer will play this one. Darren Smith, he's got space now. So Brad Fittler, both these centres defensively have had ordinary nights. Brad Fittler and Darren Smith. Brad Thorne plays it back. Plath is dummy half, super receiver. Away to Shane Webke. Webke's down the middle of the field. He gets around one, and the big fella goes away and scores. How good's this, Shane Webke? From 50 out, mind you, if you don't mind. Beats Brett Mullins. And Shane Webke is a friend of the 81st minute. He was the very first guest on the Top of the podcast. That's a big play from the big man. Shane Webke gets a 50-metre run dash to the try line. And the Broncos, it looks like, at this stage, go to the half-time with a 30-28 lead. 58 points in the first half, if you don't mind. Shane Webke with a 50-metre run to the try line. And it's all a bit of shits and giggles. It's all fun. How good's that? Shane Webke, right around Brett Mullins, scores the try, under the sticks. Almost half-time here. Thursday night footy, the 81st minute YouTube channel with Curtis Woodward. Siv Seaver, he's been very good since he's been on the field. The big Siv. I think Langer went for a 40-20 there. It's bounced off a player. Eddinghausen's taken it. Oh, and Wendell Sully's been sent to the sin bin. Well, can you call that a professional foul? I don't know. The big Dell's off to the bin. There wasn't a sin bin warning from the referees. Well, that's crazy. Wendell's off to the bin just before half time. And we're hungry for another try here on the 81st minute. Daly down the middle of the field. Well, I think we've done... Well, we'll get back to it in a minute. Harrigan. Another slow play. The ball gets up now. Back to the left-hand side. Away to the brick with eyes, Lazarus. Plays it back 5 metres away. Can the Blues get one back? They'll do it easily. Freddie Fittler gets a second. And they have been hammering this side all night. Why wouldn't you? They're down to 12 players, the Broncos. And Fittler, I think you call that on the burst in the old days. Try time just before the break. In the 40th minute. And controversy here at the SFS. Wendell Saylor sent to the sin bin. Without warning, really. Wishart converts. What a scoreline this is. 34-30. I'm running out of paper here to write down these tries. Not as bad as the other night. But Wendell Saylor in the sin bin. That is the first sin bin we've seen in the games we've done so far. I think this is our 13th game. This is our 4th week, so 13th game. And that is half time. So half time here. And what a scoreline. 34 points to 30. The 92-94 Blues lead the 98 Broncos. We'll go through the try scorers quickly. The Blues, what a start from them. 2 tries in the first 5 minutes. Tries to... I can't even read that. I think it was Brad Clyde with the first try. We'll go with Brad Clyde. And then Andrew Eddinghausen in the 5th minute. It was Brad Clyde. The 7th minute, the Broncos hit back. And another one in the 10th, which made it 12-all. That was Tony Carroll. But then the Blues again. They went up through Laurie Daly. And then a try to Walters. Kevin Walters. That was 2 tries for the Broncos, 5-8. And then the Blues went mad through another stage. Fittler, Mullins with tries. And then the Broncos hit back with 2 themselves. Plath and Webke. That made it 30-28 in the 37th minute to the Broncos. And then Wendell Saylor sin bin by the referee for holding down on the tackle. And I don't think, looking at these AI games and calling as many of these games I have in the last few weeks, what I thought the system was that you get binned after a warning, an official warning. I didn't see that personally, but Wendell's in the bin. And the Blues, right on half-time, Brad Fittler got his second, Wishart converted, and that gives a score of 34-30 at half-time. We'll look at the stats really quickly. The Blues with a bit more ball. Completion rates, the same. 3 incomplete sets for the team. Penalties conceded. They've only conceded 3, but still, Saylor in the bin. Missed tackles are even, and the line breaks pretty similar too. We'll go to the fantasy points for half-time. Brad Fittler with 2 tries. Big half for him. And as you can see there, the Blues basically playing exclusively down one side of the field. Daly, Sirinen, Eddinghausen. Very good starts to the half. While for the Broncos, Smith laying up Webke and Brad Thorne. They've had big starts for the visitors. We'll take a break here, about 3 to 5 minutes. Keep an eye on the stream, and we'll be back for the second half. It's Thursday Night Footy on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. Well, I've popped open the vodka for the second half. This is a crazy game, so let's have some fun. 34-30, the 92-94 Blues lead the 98 Broncos in Thursday night rugby league on the 81st minute YouTube channel. 34-30 with Curtis Woodward. Let's get straight back to the second half. And we could have the highest score we've ever had in this game so far, the way this is going. Thanks for watching if you are doing live or watching back later on replay on YouTube. Siva brings it back. Just got a message. Oh, that was forward. Message through our Facebook channel, the 81st Minute Rugby League, from Trev, who's watching from Toowoomba. 40-20. How got that for a start from the second half from the Broncos? Thanks for watching, Trev. I assume you're a Broncos fan. You might even know Webke personally up there. Here come the Broncos. 34-30. Would have started the second half from them. 40-20. Leads the dummy half. Goes himself. Only a few metres away. He's back inside now. Short. Oh, Carroll's over. Gives it away to Tallis. He's had no football, Tallis. Siva. Oh, it scores. Well, that was soft. Very soft from the Blues. What a start to the second half. Big Petro. What an angle. What a line from Big Petro. Laurie Daly couldn't stop him. And the try feast continues. Siva scores. Well, let's just throw the stats out the window. This could be anything, this scoreline. Devere converts. And you'd hate to call it an arm wrestle because, well, the letter of the law, it's not, but it's an arm wrestle on the scoreboard at least. 36-34 the Broncos lead. Webke the try scorer. The Blues just didn't want to touch him. Daly had to come up. It was too late by then. He was on the try line. Thorne. Smith. Lockyer. Brought down. Tomorrow night we're up in Townsville. The 2015 Cowboys up against the 1996 Manly Seagulls. Saturday night on the Gold Coast, it's the Gold Coast Seagulls versus the South Queensland Crushers. And in Sunday Arvo footy, 3 p.m. at the SCG, it's the 75 Roosters up against the 1990 Raiders. All available live or on playback through the 81st Minute YouTube channel. Lice again. He's trying hard, but he hasn't been able to make a difference so far for the Blues. They swing it back to their left. Fairley's on the field. He's brought down. It's the last play now, and Fitler will kick across the top. Devere smashing the tackle. Renoff. We're down by Wishart. Back to Kevin Walters. He runs right around one. It was Ian Roberts. Devere, centre field, off his wing. Back to the right, and it goes away to Webke. He's already got one. Oh, he's lost the ball this time. I was about to say he's already got one runaway try. Could he get another one, the big man? Ian Roberts brought down by Renoff. Lies. 3 tackles gone. Absolutely nothing happening here for the Blues. Lazarus, great defensive set from the Broncos. After Webke lost the ball, just over halfway. Daly kicked, it's very deep. And it's caught on the full. Well, if you want to mark these teams by the way they've started the second half, the Blues have been terrible. Really. That's a penalty. The referee says play on. While the Broncos have been fantastic. But it does change very quickly in these AI PS4 fantasy games, as you can see by the scoreboard. Wendell Sailor's still off the field. The Broncos have kicked into a blue. It's picked up by Tallis. Referee said not played at, so it will be the last now. They get another chance. This time it's Kevin Walters kicks downfield. Mullins back over halfway. So Tim Brasher started at fullback. Mullins on the bench. Away to Paul McGregor down the field now. He almost gets there himself. And he drags Lockyer. He's almost there. He's almost on the line. Elias is the dummy half. Short ball away to Ian Roberts. What's happened there? He's lost the ball. And now the Broncos, well, he lost it in a one-on-one steal, but Lockyer was caught in goal. Mullins down the middle. That's why he's on the field. That's why we haven't seen Brasher again. Mullins gets another one. He's so dangerous, Brett Mullins. Langer drops out for the in goal. And Mullins takes it. He says, thank you. I'll run straight through the meat of the defence. Away from Lockyer. It might have been Lockyer that took the drop out. And Mullins gets the try. That's his second for the night. The Blues have the lead again. And Wishart should kick this. And that makes it 40-36. Brad Clyde's on. And he's on for Elias. So it'll be an interesting reshuffle here, if there is one. Unless Clyde plays hooker. Brad Clyde is going to play dummy half. Lazarus. Stewart. Going to play with him. Decides to take the tackle. Wishart almost into touch. Good defence this time from Mick DeVere. And a kick from the Blues. Went into a Bronco, and now the kick from Stewart. It's a wonky old kick. It's barely over halfway, so the Broncos will come back with it. DeVere. Renoff. Now DeVere back to the middle. Broncos spin it to their right-hand side. Carroll passes away to Tallis. Not the first time tonight Tallis has passed when we thought he might have been through. Langer with the kick. Eddinghausen back from his own try line. He's brought down by Lockyer. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do so at the 81st Minute. On Facebook, the 81st Minute Rugby League, the 81stminute.com. And check out the Top of the Props podcast, which is available on Podbean, iHeartRadio, iTunes and Spotify. Ricky Stewart with the 40-20 attempt. Lockyer is good enough. He gets back. So plenty happening. And we've got the 92-94 Blues up by 4 points against the 98 Broncos. Johnny Plath. Tallis plays it back now. Lockyer kicks for the corner, but Mullins is there. And he's down the sideline now, but there's no defence. He's away. He's going to get a hat-trick, Mullins. 30, 20, 10. Oh, where did Lockyer come from? Where did Darren Lockyer come from? And now the Blues have run into touch. I think we're all shocked by that. Can we get a replay? The Blues had no one to pass it to. And they've thrown it back 30 metres. That's how good the tackle was from Lockyer. That's unbelievable. We're going to have to go back to the YouTube channel later and try to work out where Darren Lockyer came from. That was a hat-trick for Mullins. Penalty against the Blues. Well, that was a crazy passage of play. Mullins was away. A huge break. He was going for his third try. And it's like Lockyer popped up out of the ground. Saved the day for the Broncos. 41 metres away, the Bronx. They go to the left-hand side. Waited to veer. Taken by Wishart. Renoff gets it away to Tallis. It's a quiet night tonight, the Raging Bull. Kevin Walters kicks and he shanks it back across field. Taken by Eddinghausen. Hammered there in the tackle. Great defence. I think it was Petro Sivanasiva. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Friday night footy from the old Townsville Stadium. The 2015 Cowboys up against the 96 Sea Eagles. From 8 p.m. on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. Saturday night, the Gold Coast Seagulls versus the Crushers. And then from Sunday at 3 p.m. at the SCG, the 75 Roosters up against the 1990 Raiders. It's all available through the 81st Minute YouTube channel. One-handed pickup by Lockyer. Such a classy player. Sivanasiva loses the ball. And backdoor Benny does the job on Petro. Brad Mackay on the field down the middle of the ruck. Can the Blues extend their lead? Goes back to Harrigan. They're only 10 metres away here. Elias out of dummy half. It's in a big couple of minutes here, Benny Elias. Penalty against the Broncos. We might have another sin bin here in a minute. Quick tap taken by the Blues. Elias across the line to Lazarus. Brought down. Good defence from Petro Sivanasiva again. Short ball to Sirenen. Gets the pass back to his right to Mackay. Centre field now. Go away to the right-hand side. Goes away to Brett Mullins looking for three. Lockyer stops him. Long ball across. Try time. And it's the Chief. The Chief gets the try. And the meat pies continue. What a ball this was. I think it was Benny Elias. Great ball to Paul Harrigan. With Benny Elias in the clutch, the one-on-one steal. He set up that set of six with some runs out of dummy half. And then he sets up the try for Paul the Chief Harrigan. Wishart converts. 7 from 8 for him. It's a big scoreline, but who really cares? It's all fun on the PS4. The 92-94 Blues, 46. Lead the 98 Broncos, 36. There's still plenty of time here. But Benny Elias, take a bow. How good was that from him the last few minutes? Now it's up to the Broncos to hit back. Stewart. Beautiful passes from Elias at the moment out of first receiver, or dummy half, whatever you want to call it. Fairley. Last play now. A good set of six, a solid set of six after points. It's a shallow kick to Wendell Saylor. Tallis. He looks injured, Jordan Tallis. Looks a bit lame there, the Bull, the Raging Bull. Webke. Plath out of dummy half. Runs straight back into Paul McGregor at first receiver. Easy meet there, he's 32 metres away. 4 tackles gone away to the Pearl, Steve Renoff. And here come the Broncos. Plus the dummy half. They go back to the right-hand side. Walters runs at him now. Grubbers for the in goal, they're coming through quickly. Daly's there and he gets in the field of play. And that's why he's a champion, Laurie Daly. He looked, for all intents and purposes, trapped in goal. But he found a way McGregor, the big man, the centre, up against Renoff tonight. Mullins. Well, he's been that close to a hat-trick tonight. And as we've said a couple of times, started off the bench. If that kick goes into touch. Brasher started and was replaced after about 20 minutes. And we haven't seen Timmy Brasher again. Clyde's on for Mackay. Andrew G is on for Sivanasiva. Time running out here for the Broncos. Kevin Walters hit by Sirenen, who breaks away from the scrum pretty quickly. Lockyer gets away from Daly, away from Mullins, but Mullins comes again, drags him down. Langer with the offload to play. And the Blues at 6s and 7s here defensively. They find a way. Broncos shifted back to the left. Webke. Last play, Walters. Kicks for the in goal. It's going to be taken by Eddinghausen. Had to play it. He's away from one. Away from two. Down to the 30. Where's Lockyer? I think he's in back play. He's not going to catch the Blues this time. E.T., the king of Cronulla, scores the try. That's his second for the night. And that's the ball game. The Blues will win tonight, you'd think. Walters, he kicked away back to the other end of the field. Eddinghausen played from his own in goal, and he looked up from his own try line. He got away from one, away from a second, and that was it. He was gone. E.T. gets the try for the Blues. And you can't say the Blues have been a class above, because this Broncos 98 team is just stacked. But what a night this is. Wishart, 8 from 9. I mean, the Broncos might score another 3 themselves here. This game is not over. 52-36. Incredible scoreline. Thursday night footy on the 81st minute YouTube channel. It's a very deep kick to the Chief. They have to be next to score, the Broncos. 8-point game. It's more than that. I'll take that back. It's a 16-point game. Apologies to the Blues fans out there. 52-36 it is. Elias. How good's he been in the second half? Benny Elias. Back to Laurie Daly. Kicks downfield. Lockyer comes up from the deep. Back to his 40. Elias is there to make the tackle again. Well, he may not get man of the match tonight, but in the clutch, when something was needed, Benny Elias was there. Johnny Platt, he's had a very good game tonight as well. Gets away from a couple. Johnny Platt will score. That's his second as well. Well, John Platt scores, and I think all the Blues just looked at each other and said, who's going to take him? Mullins, another miss in defence. He's been amazing offensively, but he's missed a few easy ones tonight, Brett Mullins. And his mate John Platt looked very good. Michael DeVere, New South Welshman himself, been perfect with the boot tonight. Another goal for him. Well, the Blues might have 52, but the Broncos have 42, just quietly. And that means a 10-point ball game, and that's only 2 tries, and we've still got time, plenty of time. Andrew G. Webke through the middle of the field. Lee. Carroll away to Langer. It's offload or a knock on, doesn't matter. Referee says backwards. Full tackle's gone. Way to Kevin Walters. Good defence from the Blues. The Broncos are 40 metres away now. Well, if I was in the Blues camp, I'd be getting Brasher back on there somewhere. Another up by 10, but another try right now seals it. Absolutely puts it out of the Broncos' reach. Elias, he's gonna do it himself. Down the middle of the field, Lockyer takes him now. Another run for Elias. The Blues go to the right-hand side, away to Ian Roberts. Brought down now 34 metres away from the Broncos' try line. Clyde. Elias now goes back to the left. Reggie Stewart, he's going to kick, but Sailor's there. And he's such a big body that he covers the turf so quickly. If you look at some of the names that we haven't really seen tonight, Greg Florimo for the Blues, Mick Hancock for the Broncos. I suppose you could add Tim Brasher to that group too, even though he started the game. Oh, that's a penalty against the Blues. Of all the things they needed, with 7.5 minutes to play, stuff it. Let's get some more tries in. Langer kicks for touch. Sailor. G. Brought down. Almost centre field. Elias made the tackle. The Broncos go back to their left. Webke's going to play the ball. Go back to the left-hand side. Renoff, there's quick hands in. There's numbers on the outside. Tallis. Need to go the other way and try to get a pass. Go back to centre field. Renoff in the middle of the field. He might get there himself to centre. But he's held up by guess who? Ben Elias. Well, I'm going to give Ben Elias man of the match, but I don't know if the PS4 Fantasy AI, whatever you want to call it, player ratings will give Ben Elias man of the match. He's having a hit up now, why not? But Bounce and Benning's had a huge second half. McGregor, he's found some space now. Roberts. Clyde. Brought down centre field. 40 metres away from the Broncos try line. 6 minutes to play. The 81st minute. Thursday night 40 on the 81st minute YouTube channel. Forward pass. Well, that's it. That's the game. Forward pass out of dummy half. And the Blues might get another one. They've already got 52. Benny Elias deserves the try, surely. Daly. Runs into Plath. Elias goes himself. He doesn't want that TRY. Brought down 12 metres away. Daly into dummy half. They go back to the right-hand side. Passing across the line to Roberts. Settles it now. He's 12 metres away. They come back to centre field. Plenty of plays in motion. Away to Fairley, but Lockyer makes the tackle. One to go here for the Blues. Daly, it's knocked back to Lazo. And Lazarus is held up in goal. Well, Brasher does get back on the field. Tim Brasher is back on, and he's replaced Ben Elias. So there you go. So Brasher does get back on the field, but an interesting one that you play Brasher to start, and Mullins plays the majority of the game. And it looks like Timmy Brasher will finish the game back at fullback. So reshuffle there, and Mullins will play someone in the line. So it looks like the Blues will win here. The 92-94 Blues. There's a way to Michael DeVere. He's down the sideline though. And it's the last play for the Broncos. They need a try off this play. The bomb goes up, they come through, it's taken by Brad Clyde, he's caught in goal. And now Elias comes on for Mullins. So not long to go now. Kevin Walters plays it back. The Blues will win here. Brad Thorne gets away from one. Good defence through the middle though from the Blues. Brasher came up to make the tackle. Carroll hit by Ian Roberts. Kevin Walters goes for a run. He's a metre away. 2 plays left for the Broncos. They've got an overlap. They've got to score, and they do. Steve Renouf gets the try, but it's a little bit too late here for the 98 Broncos. I knew the try was on. The Blues were at 6s and 7s. Michael DeVere with a chance to convert. By the time he converts, the Blues kick off. There should be one play. There it is. 8 from 8 tonight from the New South Wales and Kangaroos centre / winger. He's a winger tonight, isn't he? So here we go. If the Broncos can score here, they've got a chance to win it in regular time. 52-48, 4-point game. Goes away to Andrew G. Good defence there from Ian Roberts. Brought down inside his 20. This will be it. Last play. They go to the left-hand side. Away to DeVere. Can he get up? They'll get one more. Back to Tallis. Away to Kevin Walters. There's nothing doing. And the Blues will win. They win by 4 points. Many, many tries tonight. In fact, there were so many. I'm not going to go through them all. The 92-94 Blues, they win by 4 points against the 98 Broncos here at the Sydney Football Stadium. We'll go through the stats. Brett Mullins got man of the match. That's fair enough. He had a huge game when he came on the field in about the 20th minute. Ben Elias was also fantastic for the home team. Time of possession, pretty even. Completions, similar as well. Wendell Saylor, of course, was sin-binned late in the first half. I guess you could say that was a turning point in the game. Missed tackles. The Blues actually made a few more. The line breaks, of course, that would sway the Broncos' way as well. Eddinghausen got 2 for the Blues. Mullins and Fittler both got a double. Daly, Harrigan and Clyde tries. Wishart, 8 goals. He missed 1. While for the Broncos, Walters and Plath got doubles. Renouf, Sivanasiva, Rebke and Carroll tries. Mick DeVere perfect with the boot, 8 from 8. You look at the player ratings. Brett Mullins, 135. That included a couple of tries. Fittler, Daly, Elias and Eddinghausen, fantastic. And the middle forwards for the Blues were great too. Harrigan, Siren and Clyde. While for the Broncos of 98, Shane Webke had a huge game through the middle. Kevin Walters and Langer were fantastic. So was Lockyer. Renouf, dangerous. And Sivanasiva tried his heart out all night. Full time though here on Thursday night. Rugby League on the 81st minute YouTube channel. It's the Blues of 92-94. They've beaten the 98 Broncos by 4 points. We'll be back tomorrow night from Townsville for Friday night footy. It's the 2015 Cowboys up against the 96 Eagles. We'll speak to you then.